What's going on, guys? Right here today, and today we're going to be continuing our reaction series to Vampiolence, Chapter 5 by Scribbler. Okay, it's been a while. It's been about a week since the last time that I reacted to this series, so I think I can remember most of the names. I remember Vinyl's real name as, Vampire, was Vanilda. Bad guy's name is Voron. Her sister, crud. Velm? I want to say Velm or something like that. Vellum, that was it. I can't remember what happened the last time. I think it was, the... I'm trying to remember, honestly, what happened in the last one. Oh yeah, Voron found out that Vinyl wasn't, basically following the vampire order. Like, rather than feeding on ponies, she was feeding on things like rabbits and, mainly like, wild animals. That's all she was feeding on. She wasn't feeding on ponies like, vampires should. So I have no idea what's going to happen in this one. I just remember at the end of it, she was basically saying she was going to be forced to do it. Like, he was going to take her somewhere and she would feed on it, and there was nothing that she could do about it. This one, just from the thumbnail, looks like it's more based around Octavia, like the side that we're missing with Octavia's side of the story. I was wondering if this was going to actually be, done in the variation of Halloween, but nope, apparently not. It's kind of like a Rocket to Insanity thing going on. Basically, Rocket to Insanity the comic dub version of it came out around Halloween last year, but it didn't finish until, I think it was January of this year. So, what am I expecting? According to Scribbler, this is revolving around how Vinyl managed to basically get rid of her vampirism or whatever. She managed to get rid of it somehow. How the hell did she do that? And how she met Octavia in Trottingham. This is going to be interesting. So I have no idea what to expect here. I'm just expecting mainly Octavia's side of the story. Also, before I get started, I want to say I am so sorry that I haven't put anything out this month really that much, except for that voice reel. All that I have been really doing lately is taking a break. After October, I was so wore out. Like, I needed to take a break. And I don't know how long this break is going to last, but currently, I've got stories that I've read in, I've got them saved on my favorites list on, Film Fiction, but I need voice actors and all that stuff. I have no idea what is coming in the future. I'm going to try and at least get one reading out per month if I can. I just have been taking it very easy on myself because I was kind of going through the same thing that basically Twilight did in Once Upon a Zeppelin. If you haven't seen the episode, basically what happens is Twilight doesn't take time for her family and all that stuff. It mainly just focuses on other things rather than focusing on her own sake. I'm kind of in the same boat. I haven't really been taking time for things outside of this. I've mainly been, sticking to doing content for you guys. So I'm taking time to basically to do other things than that. So I apologize, but I needed a break badly. So I hope you guys can understand, and God knows what's coming in the future. But I'm going to try. I'm honestly going to try for you guys. I want to get more into voice acting, though, because that's why I put that voice reel out. I want to get more into voice acting and doing that kind of stuff. That's what I want to do. That's the reason I put that voice reel out, so that I can, start somewhere. I've got more coming in the future, but I don't know. I'll have to wait for my voice to recover a little bit because that one really killed my voice. So I think I'm going to stop talking now and just get started. Hopefully the volume's okay. Try to turn it down to a reasonable level because this only works on open audio. That's why I don't wear headphones. Saying further, without further ado, let's go. 3, 2, 1, start.
Hey you! Yes, you, watching this video. Do you want to own a piece of Scribbler? Only not a lock of hair or blood or flesh or anything else that will get you in trouble with the law? Well, now you can, with t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, and mugs featuring Obab Scribbler at her Teespring store. You know you want to. I shall now stop talking in third person and send you on to the video. Be lovely to each other and enjoy the show.
I really wish I could, Scribbler. I would. I know you're a good friend, but I can't. I have no funds to do so. Chapter 5.
Good girl.
Also, apparently the story is still in progress because she posted a link to the actual
Please let her
story.
go, Daddy.
She tripped over the last
Sorry.
word, but managed to get the whole
Apparently
sentence
it's
out
still a work in
without
progress. That's why she wasn't able to
Tell me
get
what
done
you
by
did to yourself
Halloween.
to take away your powers. Moron repeated, voice
Why do you
want
wanna know?
Feather. And I will think about it. If you are difficult, dear heart, I will maybe pluck out her pretty eyes before she dies.
Oh God.
His breathing hitched.
It was a spell.
Well, duh.
Admitted. What kind? As if he would understand
Dark
the
magic,
difference
maybe?
between a curse and a charm anyway.
Because that does
He
exist.
had never been interested in her magic
King
beyond
Sombra.
how it could benefit him. As far as he was concerned,
Also, well done by the
telekinesis was
artist.
as much as
I'm
she
gonna say
needed
that right
to
now,
learn,
because
since
I don't
it
feel like I
allowed
give
her
the
to
artist
hold
enough,
down prey from a distance.
recognition.
There had always been a strange dichotomy to the way he acted. He seemed so proud of having a unicorn daughter. But at the same time,
But that was his
made no
downfall,
effort
wasn't it?
to encourage her
Because he
magical
doesn't
knowledge
know how
beyond the
magic
basics.
works.
Then again, if he had thought the combination of unicorn magic and vampirism might drive her mad, maybe that explained why he had never pushed her. She hadn't exactly pushed herself either. Not until after she said goodbye to her old life and started anew as an ordinary pony. As Vinyl Scratch. You are not ordinary, Vanelda, and you never will be. The memory struck like an arrow through her chest. She raised herself against it
Goody,
so she
stop
could
being so
speak.
good.
A curse.
You cursed yourself?
A curse.
Yes, I did.
Voron snorted. Can it be uncast?
You
Ooh.
can't uncast curses. You can undo them, but it takes a lot of time and
There's a
effort.
cost.
Do not toy with me over semantics, Vanelda. Can this spell be removed or broken, or however you wish to phrase it? Can this
Not
curse
really,
be
because
made to
mostly
disappear
curses
from
have
you?
bad
Can
consequences.
your true powers be returned? Did he think they had been erased entirely? She supposed that was the natural assumption. If only it was that simple.
I don't know.
Maybe in the beginning. But she had
So
cast
how did
and
she
recast the curse so many times over
So
the
where did the
years
curse originate? Did
that the
she
loop
cast
was the
it? Did
magical
someone else
equivalent
cast
of
it?
Titanium now. She wasn't sure
God,
she
poor
could
Octavia, I feel bad
undo
for
it
her.
now, even if she had wanted
She's just
to.
caught in something
But
she
maybe she could break it.
was just stuck in the
Break
middle of.
each layer until
Wrong place,
she got
wrong
to
time.
the power buried beneath them all.
You can break curses, but the results can be messy and potentially deadly.
What did I just say?
Wasn't
What
the
did I just
answer
say?
Voron wanted. Do you know how to do this?
Not from memory.
His hoof twitched.
Yeah, how long ago
Octavia's
was this? You know,
head.
vampires are
A tear slid
immortal.
down her cheek.
So,
But I could find out.
how old was she when this happened?
Desperately.
That's a good question.
How?
I have a spell book.
Where?
Okay, so
I
apparently.
can get it.
Wait a minute, is she lying to him?
Yes.
Sort of.
Okay, calm down, Lost.
She had always worried about Octavia finding it during one of
Sorry.
her many tidying
She
up
sounds a lot like
tirades,
Lost.
So she had hidden it,
'Cause
only
it is
fetching
Lost.
it when she needed to recast the curse. She had heard too many stories of old curses decaying until the magic binding them went haywire and had unfortunate side effects. It was one of the many reasons Celestia had banned curses from Equestria. Indeed, to the point where some thought there were no such things as curses.
I'm trying to think if there was like a
Octavia,
curse
so she had
actually used to My Little Pony.
recast upon herself until the
I want to say
tangle
that
of
Sombra's
overlaying
magic was technically
more
a curse.
than a net, holding her
Kinda, sorta.
vampirism at bay.
Where is the book?
In the eaves under the thatch. You can't reach it
Excuse
from
me.
the inside. You have to climb out onto the roof and dig around for it.
Very clever. Hiding it in plain sight.
Voron's smile. It made Vinyl's skin crawl.
So you did retain at least some of the things I taught you.
She had never thought of it like that. She pushed the idea away, focusing instead on the current moment.
Then I will escort you to fetch it. Do not tarry. Do not dawdle. Do not play any stupid games. Remember, Vanelda, my dearest.
Octavia gasped as he pulled her backwards, nuzzling the side of her face like a lover.
If you choose to play games, I have the winning card.
For a fleeting
Someone just
moment,
needs to put
Vinyl
you in a
met
grave.
Octavia's eyes. She tried to pour every ounce of
Get a silver
regret and
bullet.
apology she had into that brief look. She wanted to speak.
I have
to
no
say
idea how
something
long this
important
is.
and meaningful, like ponies did in movies, when they weren't sure they would see each other alive again. Instead, she felt Vellum shove her in the
Vellum.
back.
Move it or lose it, big sis.
Oh, Mac,
She
why?
and her sister were moving through the door and up the narrow staircase to the ground floor of the house. Vinyl heard Voron start to say something, but Vellum closed the door behind them, sealing Octavia away with that monster.
Oh boy,
Just the two of them, alone.
I just don't feel that's a good idea. Also, this is back to the longer chapters, because the last 3 chapters, I think...
Hi, I'm Paul. I switched to Sprint because they have a great network, and I knew I'd save a ton of money. Sprint's LTE Advanced Network is up to 2 times faster than before, and can save you nearly $1,000 in the first year over Verizon and AT&T.
Okay, I don't fucking care. This is back to the longer chapters, because the last... was it 3? Yeah. The last 3 chapters were like 20, 18, 30 minutes, something like that. This one's 49 minutes long.
The city of Trottingham was a rotten place. It was boring and bland and beige. Even the ponies there were all
back to the
dull.
past.
They talked about humdrum things like the weather, or house prices, or the rate of inflation, or how police stallions were getting so much younger nowadays. If there were foals, they were neither seen nor heard. There were no playgrounds, no skate parks, nothing to indicate any kind of younger generation, other than a couple of schools surrounded by brick walls. Each day, it seemed, the most exciting thing one could hope to happen was an extra
Smack
scan
my
at
Smack my
afternoon
fingers against the
tea
desk.
time.
On
Vanelda would
accident.
have loved to be bored there. She would have adored the opportunity to have so little to do that her mind could get antsy. Instead, she spent her days sleeping and her nights collecting blood for Daddy. Or at least, that was how she was supposed to spend her days and nights. In reality, she spent her days sleepless and her nights restless. She was a skilled hunter. She didn't waste time on chances that would come to nothing, the way Vellum did. Almost a decade of practice, and still Vellum made mistakes that cost her more
So
prey than
Vellum's
it
kind
should.
of reckless.
She
Okay.
waited too
So she's
long,
kind of reckless in
not
her ways
long
of
enough.
hunting because she
missed
really
her
doesn't care.
mark, or
She's kind of
opportunities
heartless,
Vanelda
technically.
had been capitalizing on
She is
at her
heartless.
age. Usually, Vanelda caught up with those ponies her sister had lost and subdued them before anything untoward could come of her failures. But lately, Vellum had insisted on hunting alone, determined to please their father with her own collecting. Thus, Vanelda found herself walking alone instead of shadowing her sister.
Okay.
5 nights after they arrived, the third
So I'm
Vellum
guessing
started
here,
going
when
off
she
alone.
met Octavia, she was
Vanelda
originally
was
going
stuck
to
a track
feed on her,
by the sight of
but
Daddy through a
then
restaurant
basically
window.
she
He
decided,
sat across from a pretty
you know,
mare the
she
color
felt
of old
special
paper,
with around her,
whose
so
brown mane had
something
been neatly tied
seemed.
back into a bun.
I'm not trying to make a Hotel Transylvania reference, but that's kind of what it feels like to me.
Dull colors, dull dress sense, and dull...
Kind of like Mavis and,
She nodded politely at Daddy
what's his name?
as he spoke.
Like Jonathan or
When
something
she
like that?
talked, her mouth barely moved, and her eyes were often downcast,
Can't
flicking
remember
up
his name.
now and then to check his reaction. Voron smiled beautifically at her. Vanelda knew that this was exactly the kind of mare he liked. He was drawn.
Also, Scribbler, why so much hawk to scratch? I mean, seriously, even the finale for Month of Macabre was Hawk to Scratch.
Vanelda backed away. She couldn't let Daddy see her.
Oh boy.
He would think she had been invading his privacy on purpose, even though it was pure accident.
Okay.
He backed into a trash can, panic spiking inside her at the noise.
Okay, I better shut up. I need to listen.
Even though he could not possibly have heard anything from within the hubbub of the restaurant. He turned his face towards the window. Something pinged in her head. Vanelda realized he was feeling for his children's minds. She turned and ran, not caring where she went. She needed to put distance between them. Daddy hated to be interrupted when he was courting. The most important thing in the world was his next generation. She and Vellum knew this as clearly as they knew their own names. Her hooves ate up the ground. There were a fair few ponies around. Winter was approaching and evenings darkened earlier and earlier at this time of year. Already store windows glittered with hearth-warming Eve displays.
How rude!
Oh.
An aged couple cried out as she ran past them, knocking the stallion's hat off.
Watch out there!
A mare drawing a cart
Very
yelled
British.
when Vanelda darted across the street in front of her.
Well, that makes sense
Cats
because Octavia,
scattered when she turned down an alleyway and vaulted a garbage
according to
area
this show,
behind
she is
the coffee
British.
house, scaling the wire fence and galloping
Posh and
again
British
on
are two
the
different
other
things.
side.
Posh is just kind of,
Show some manners! Hey, watch it!
The heavily
Posh is just kind of a
accented
very
shadow
fancy
followed
way of
her.
talking,
She
kind of
weaved in and
British.
out of the built-up area. This wasn't working.
Or, excuse me, Posh is like a very just fancy way of talking.
Away from prying eyes. Her heart thudded and her head
Apologize
pounded
for
as
the
fast
background
as her
noise.
hooves. She almost wished the silly stories that ponies told each other about her kind were true. Things would be so much easier if she didn't need to breathe or eat or suffer any of the weaknesses she did. A coppice of neatly pruned trees loomed ahead. She darted off the pavement and into them, emerging on the other side in a garden with a perfectly flat lawn. Crossing that quickly, she dashed into a store walkway that opened out into a large, unpopulated courtyard. Only
Nice.
then did she pause to take in her surroundings properly. Unlike the shopping area she had just left, there seemed no pony else around. The light cast by a single bulb above the door was minimal, but Vanelda's eyes drank it in and saw everything as clearly as midday. A large statue of a rearing pony stood in the middle of the courtyard, bordered on all sides by
Nightmare Moon?
benches and pretty trash receptacles.
Reference to
The
Lunar
same
Eclipse.
symbol was emblazoned everywhere, the rearing pony encircled by stars, moons, suns, and scrolls. Below was the relief. Trottingham University.
Nope.
She
That'd
had
be in,
stumbled right into the university
Ponyville,
grounds
technically?
without
Yeah.
realizing it. Trottingham University was renowned across
Trottingham,
Westbury
okay.
for its high-class education.
Still have yet to see that place
Ponies
in
from
the
all
actual
over
show.
almost faulted
Which with
her
one
to
season
gain
left, I don't think we're ever
entry.
going to see it.
Well, Earth ponies did.
Kind of like
anyhow.
Saudi
There were
Arabia.
a few unicorns in Pegasi who also came here, but most of those aimed for Celestia School for Gifted Unicorns or Cloudsdale College. So places on courses in magic and flight-based careers did not fill up as quickly as those for Earth ponies. The unwinged and non-magical of Equestria vied for the acclaim of a degree from Trottingham University, and woe betide any who did not pull their weight once they got there. The culture of all work and no play makes a Trottingham U student was not just vernacular, as evidenced by the lack of any pony wandering around enjoying their evening. She had only seen the university from a distance before.
I've heard that
Whereas
music
she
piece
looked up
before.
at the
I've definitely heard this
buildings
piano
that made up
piece
the
before.
central campus. They
You guys
ranged
don't
from
know I am a
square
sucker for
boxes
piano.
to actual
Weird that I'm a
towers,
guitarist then,
complete
but
with
the piano and the
spires
guitarist
under the
are
veins.
very, very,
Most
they're
of them
very
were dark
similar.
inside. She trotted carefully
Like they say,
alongside
if you
them,
can play the
peering
guitar,
inside
you can play the
curiously.
piano.
This one held tables and science
Kind of
equipment.
true.
This one was a small
With the right amount of
seminar
practice.
room with chairs around a chalkboard bearing
Okay.
mathematical equations. This one was filled with books. It held her attention for a few minutes. Some offshoot of a library, maybe, or a lecturer's office. The next one held a disparate collection of things she didn't recognize, having no knowledge of theater, costumes, or props. In truth,
Yeah, that's not
Vanelda
really
could
Vinyl
only
style.
read and write because of lessons from her long-dead mother, and her learning was far removed from any books that might find their home in a university like this.
Yeah, because he's pretty
She once
ancient.
stole a set of saddlebags from a house Daddy had claimed when Vellum was still tiny. They had
And we
stayed
already
in
know that
Canterlot for a
that
short
vampires
time,
in
and the
this
owners of the
case
house had
can
been on
age
vacation.
because
On the day Daddy said they were
Vinyl
to leave,
aged.
Vanelda remembered
Well-
stuffing both saddlebags with books that jabbed into her sides as she walked.
vellum aged.
The bedroom
So
she had
yeah,
been staying
they
in
can grow.
clearly belonged to another filly whose heart and soul
It's not like
lived
it's
through
not like
age-ending.
Twilight
She had
vampires.
textbooks all about
That
spellcasting
when
and
you're
how to
turned,
use one's horn
basically
correctly.
you go
Most of
as the
books
age you
Vanelda
are
had taken
and hold
were
that image
beginner
forever.
magic books to help refine her telekinesis. Simply worded things meant for foals a fraction of her age. One, however, had been grabbed from a shelf filled with storybooks.
Okay.
The Trottingham University emblem looked rather like the cover of that book. What had been the name of the character?
Okay.
Tearing Through? Blaring Clue? Something like that.
Daring
She had thought
Do?
to read it to her new sister, but Vellum was more interested in chewing it than listening to it. Vanelda had
It's more
persevered,
monstrous.
reading it aloud of an evening and to herself while daylight reigned outside, wherever Daddy had chosen to rest that day. She had almost finished the storybook when Daddy returned to their lair in a foul temper and showered her with torn pages before tossing the cover into a tree. It had snagged there, dangerous Rosalie, and still been there when she left on the following night. To this day, she still didn't know how the story ended. She
I'll say
hoped
one thing,
the
Scribbler did a really good
explorer
job writing
main
Florence'
had
character.
successfully beaten the villain and saved
Like,
the
he's
day.
actually a really, really good
But knew
villain.
this was by no means a certainty. The day could not always be saved.
It's all in how you write the character and make the
sometimes,
character,
instead
like,
of
and how you
defeating
portray the
villain,
character.
You had to settle for appeasing.
Like I said, it reminds me of
So you
Icorst
could
from The
live
String.
A little longer. She was struck by the unfairness of this place. The ponies here had bright futures ahead of them. They were forging their own paths. What path lay before her? More of the same that lay behind her, or worse. She shuddered to think what Daddy planned to do if he could actually create more foals and raised them to maturity. There had been a few others after Vellum. They hadn't lasted long. Twice, Vanelda had looked into cribs and found tiny bodies.
So they
that
couldn't
had just stopped
handle the
moving
transformation.
For no reason, other than they couldn't cope with being turned so early.
What did I
One
just say?
Pegasus had
Jesus.
arrived wild-eyed,
Stop quoting me
staring
word for
around
word.
himself and asking for his mother, like a colt half his age. Vellum hated him on sight and only smiled again when he was found hanging from a tree a few nights later, wings dripping uselessly. None of them had been successes. Each time, Daddy had grown cold and angry for a few days, and soon after they had moved on, so he could go courting again.
Why not use the
Courting was
kids?
important.
I know it's gonna sound morbid, but
That was
why
an
not use
ingrained
them as,
truth.
like a blood
When
supply?
Daddy was courting, neither Vanelda nor Vellum were to bother him.
Come on, Voron, be smart.
Unbidden newspaper articles about Lady Philharmonica's murder glimmered through Vanelda's mind. Her steps quickened, though she was now far away from the restaurant and the doomed paper-pale mare with the shy eyes. Vanelda's ears flicked forward. Voices? Her hoof falls became soft. She pressed herself into the shadows and adopted the slinking pace of something hiding in plain sight. The voices grew louder as she reached the end of the building, but something else
I
came
am so
with
sorry for
them.
the background noise.
It was a low, vibrating sound, muffled as if coming from inside. As she grew nearer, higher sounds joined it, resolving themselves into a tune. Music. She could hear music.
Octavia.
She liked music. She didn't get to hear much of it, but what she had experienced, she had enjoyed.
In all honesty, I actually don't know much about the cello. I don't know much about it.
No, it was a single
I just know it's kind of similar to a violin, which you play up by your neck, but you just hold it kind of like that. It's more of a standing instrument. Takes some skill to play.
Was coming from. As if the player had heard her, the music stopped. Vanelda, already straining to hear, picked up a few choice curse words. Whoever it was had made a mistake and was chastising their own playing.
I see what you did there. Considering Lust's freaking OC name is curse word.
The music started again from the beginning. Vanelda listened, tilting her head to one side. Some sort of string thing, very deep. She wished she knew the names
Does
of the
Vanelda not know, or, excuse me, Vanelda not know anything about, like, string instruments?
Wait up!
She froze.
Wait, what?
Had she been spotted?
Dash it all, Walnut. You know I can't keep up with you on this.
No. The
Who
voice
is that?
wasn't
Oh
calling for
god, I
her.
recognize that voice.
However, its owner was getting closer. Instinctively, she swarmed up one of the large oak trees lining the path and hid herself in its branches. The leaves barely moved at her passing. Peering through them, she watched as a brown unicorn stallion trotted into view. He paused, turning to wait for an equally pale yellow unicorn, whose insipid mane made him look like a glass of lemonade in need of more juice.
Is this Octavia's parents?
Come along, Bass Note,
said the brown pony, Walnut.
I think that's Shadow of Sickness right there.
Please excuse me for having a broken leg.
The yellow one replied, gesturing to a caliper he was leaning heavily upon. One front leg was swathed in a plaster cast.
Wow.
Vanelda found herself assessing
These are some
how
voices
slowly
I've never
he
heard
could
before.
get away if she jumped
I'm pretty
him.
sure one of those is
She
Shadow of
shook the
Sickness.
thought off.
Which one?
If
I
he
have
were
no
alone,
idea.
she might risk it, but not
I
with
think it was
his
the
friend
second
right
one because it
there,
reminded me of
and
Blue
an
Blood from
unnamed number of ponies
Blue
still
Blood's
making
Pets.
music nearby.
This makes it dashedly difficult to get around.
I'm carrying your books.
That's Shadow of
Walnut
Sickness.
pointed out.
Ponies invented saddlebags for a reason. Though why they invented gravel paths, I'll never know. It's dashedly difficult to use a crutch when it keeps slipping out from under you.
Bass Note jabbed the ground with
Bass
the caliper's
Note.
rubber tip for emphasis. Walnut rolled his eyes.
We
Walnut?
are going to be late. You know how Professor Orchid gets. I don't want to have to stand around on the stage again while she tells me off and everybody laughs.
I think they're
because
both
you
Shadow of
can't hold
Sickness
your
if I'm not
drink.
mistaken.
I was not drunk.
Because I
Come
don't...
off it. You tried to levitate
don't-
yourself off a balcony.
Like, one just sounds like a
21
higher...
shots.
It was my 21st
higher
birthday.
tone and one sounds like lower tone.
Everyone gets 21
One is
shots
one
on
at
their
least Shadow of
21st
Sickness. I think it's
birthday.
Bass Note.
Not everyone tries to fly.
Or
Well, some pony has to put
Walnut,
those
is that his
cheeky
name? I
pegs
don't
in their place.
Just come on, or I'm leaving you.
that guy.
Bass Note grunted to himself as they walked.
Stupid evening classes. Whose
That
idea
could be
was it to
Olivia.
keep
That
us
could
here
be
this late anyhow?
Oh, do stop whining.
Ilya,
Walnut said tersely.
the narrator.
I have a lot to whine about. I can't play my cello like this. I'm going to lose my seat in the orchestra to that ugly upstart who wouldn't know a bow from a stick off the ground. And to top it all off, I'm losing my evenings to bloody magic catch-up classes. Why should I have to stay here so late?
Freaking
just because
bullies, I
Professor
swear.
I'm so clever, Orchid, makes our midterms so tough that no pony could possibly pass them.
You can really go off some ponies, you know.
Walnut's voice faded as they made their way along the path, away from Vanelda's tree.
That can't be Pitch.
She watched them go, her insides clutching suddenly.
Pitch has too high of a
Bass Note's
voice.
leg would make him easy prey.
Then again, he
if
can do
she
some
could
low
catch him
voices too.
alone.
I don't know.
If he
We'll look at the
continued
credits.
complaining so much, it was entirely possible Walnut would abandon him, too.
Walnut.
She scuttled down the tree, making sure no pony could see her, and trailed after them. They stayed
Oh.
together until they reached a tall building with lots of steps out front. Base Note groaned, whined,
It's a university.
moaned, and complained up every single one.
Oh, shut the
Goodwall
up.
had waited patiently at the top. Vanilda watched, eyeing the building warily. The front entrance was too open. If she was recognized as not being a student here, she would be too exposed to
She'd be in
escape.
trouble.
Base Note would have been wonderful prey.
Especially if it's one of those,
but
like, you know,
she should have
high,
abandoned this hunt. She should.
like, quality
It made
universities,
sense.
which, according to the story,
She didn't
Tringham
want to.
University is
They
a very
had
big
gone
school.
to magic catch-up class.
Like, heavily
She
secure.
didn't know quite what that meant, but she realized with the kind of jolt that came only a few times in every lifetime that she had been fooling herself. Base Note had not been the only draw here. A hint of an idea germinated in her mind. She tried to shake it away. No, it was stupid. She was supposed to be collecting blood for Daddy. Yet,
Ugh.
couldn't she do both? Maybe there would be some pony else suitable at this class. Or maybe Base Note would work out after all.
Oh, that
And
hurts.
maybe she could pick up a few tips about her own magic while she was there. Maybe.
Yeah. Question: where did
The
she
restroom window
learn,
would have been a squeeze
or
for
where did she
any
get the
normal
curse from?
lady,
She said
but
she heard
slipped
in the spellbook, but she
candlelight
could have been
through it.
lying to cover her
She had
tracks.
long since learned that
Then
if you
again, she's kind of in a
emerged from
position
public
in the
bathroom,
present
ponies assumed you were
where
meant to be in the
if
building.
she lies, she's in
It was always
trouble.
easy to locate restrooms by scent, too.
Oh,
The building wasn't huge inside. She spotted a sign bearing an arrow and the legend, Theater, and guessed from the number of ponies streaming that way. That
and let
this
me
was
guess,
good
Octavia's the main
Even
attraction.
better, she could hear Base Note's voice echoing from somewhere ahead. She merged into the crowd, trotting along as if she had every right to be among all the shifting, warm, juicy bodies. No, she couldn't think like that.
Nope.
Her belly growled. She resisted the
Oh.
urge to punch it.
Didn't have time for dinner, huh?
She whirled to find a washed-out pink mare walking behind her. The urge to bolt rose and fell like a swelling wave as the mare's smile curved her square muzzle, and she
Pink
jogged
mare.
up alongside.
Probably no C.
She was a plain creature, but the smile made her masculine features almost pretty. The mare's horn glowed, and she extracted an energy bar from her saddlebag, moving aside a huge red braid to reach the class.
Me either. Here, have some of this. You won't be able to concentrate on one of Orchid's classes if your blood sugar is low.
I think that's
Vanilla
Luna
saw
Farrow,
her
if I'm not
gaze flick
mistaken.
over her own
Sounds just like her.
backpack and realized too late that she was the only one in the crowd not wearing saddlebags.
Either that or Party
Boy,
Blossom.
you must have rushed out of the door in a real hurry if you forgot to eat and you forgot your books.
The flap of the pink mare's saddlebag
I am
and a notepad
90% sure that's freaking Luna Farrow.
It's a good thing I always carry spares.
Considering
Here.
she's a
I
sweetheart.
forgot mine the first time I took this class, and Orchid ripped me a new one.
I swear that's her.
was floored by the unexpected generosity. Her steps actually faltered.
Then again, that
causing
could also
the pony behind her to
be...
knock into her.
Hey, watch it.
Sorry.
She hurried ahead, her own horn igniting in a meager glow to accept the gifts.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
You're welcome, and it's fine. We've all napped in the afternoon before.
I swear that's Luna
Mare
Farrow.
winked.
I'm Scarlet Harmony.
Scarlet
Her
Harmony.
eyes
Yeah, it's
traced
just
the
a
line of Vanelda's
OC.
bare spine to rest on her flank.
Alright.
She said, clearly, before she could stop herself, if her subsequent contrition was any indication.
Sorry, I try to guess names from cutie marks, but,
But Vanelda had none. Her cheeks flamed. Somehow, being a blank flank had never made it onto her list of concerns before.
That's a little bit of a suspicious thing,
With
don't you
the
think?
eyes of this pretty mare fixed upon the empty space, self-consciousness slid through her.
it's fine.
Scarlet
That's Luna
Harmony
Farrow.
said
I swear
a
it
little
is.
Too quickly.
I'm sorry. Oh gosh,
No,
Vanelda interrupted.
Hang on.
no, the fault is mine.
It's no pony's fault if they...
Because that's not Scribbler, that's not Octavia.
She shook her head.
We
will be late. Yes. Yeah.
It was difficult to tell whether
I believe
Scarlet
that's Luna
Harmony was
Farrow.
blushing too, though the tone
I've heard her voice quite a few
indicated
times,
she
so I
was.
think I know who it is.
Vanelda allowed herself to be swept into a huge room filled with
I've heard her both as a
descending
voice actor
rows of
and as a
seats
friend,
set in
so
a semicircle.
yeah.
It reminded
I'm
her of
100%
an
sure it's
actual
Luna Farrow.
theater, especially since the raised dais set at the bottom. On it stood a
And
tiny
again,
white
it could be
mare
somebody else.
with
I've
a
been wrong
severe
before.
bun on the back of her head. Every wisp of mane had been plied into it until even her ears seemed pulled taut. Her expression didn't seem much more forgiving.
So I think I know
Though
what's
she wouldn't
gonna
wait
happen
and nobody else could reach
next.
from across the room.
She's
Vanelda
gonna hear
saw her
Octavia
name
play,
tag
and
bore
she's
the
gonna,
words,
because since she doesn't know what
Professor
music
Orchid.
is, like
Everyone
fully,
settled into
it's
the
going to
room.
make her, you know,
There
feel like a
appeared to be
change
no
of
assigned
heart or
order.
something.
The mares and stallions edged from
It's
seat
gonna
to
cause
seat,
like a
whispering to
urge
friends,
or
giggling
something
together
to, like, you
and
know,
eyeing their professor
bam.
from behind raised notepads. Every single pony here was
Taking
a
notes.
unicorn. When Vanelda slid into a seat, put down her borrowed pen and
So how old is
pad,
Octavia
no
here?
one raised
Good
a
question.
complaint. She spotted bass note in walnut a few
Apparently,
rows
in this
forward,
case,
but her attention
Vanelda,
snapped beyond
Vinyl,
them. When a sharp
is
crack
to
sounded
her
from the front,
close to where she is now in age because her,
as
you know,
one, every
her
belly
voice
fell silent.
has changed.
Well, now, another midterm goes on by, and another evening class fills up. Any pony think I was asking too much of y'all or something?
I want to say that's
Professor
Scribbler.
Orchid, in the contrast of expectations, had a broad southern drawl that reminded Vanelda of a single summer when she got to taste molasses and watch a huge family of farm ponies till sorghum and
The Apple
plant
family.
saplings all day in the burning sun. Their work ethic had been hypnotic, and she had watched, spellbound, from the shade of a nearby forest, until a pretty green filly wandered too far past the tree line and got chased by timber wolves.
Granny
Vanelda
Smith.
had ripped
Granny
the wolves
Smith.
apart when it looked like they would
Call
follow
back
the
to
filly out of the forest.
Family Appreciation
But
Day.
the damage was done. Every one
That's a
of the
callback.
earth ponies
Zap
stayed away
Apple
from the
Jam.
forest after that, and she eventually moved on, as she always did. Another sharp
Makes
crack
sense.
brought her back to the present. Professor Orchid levitated a bamboo cane and struck the chalkboard next to her one more time for emphasis.
Let's get one thing straight here, fellas and gentlefolks. Just 'cause y'all made it into this here university, don't mean diddly squat now. You want to rest on your laurels? Fine. But y'all can rest on them on the other side of them there front gates. I ain't got a lick of time for any pony arrogant enough to think that half measures are good enough in my classes.
That sounds a
You
lot
think
like
you can
Applejack.
socialize 5 out of every
I'm just gonna
7
say it
nights a
now.
week and still get a passing grade, Mr. Malachite? Then you are sorely mistaken.
Titters broke out a row above Vanelda. She turned
Show-offs.
to see a gray unicorn sinking
I've been in this
lower
position
into
so
his
many times,
seat.
it's ridiculous.
If you think you'll be able to pass one of my exams with minimal studying because you were busy practicing your musical instrument, then I'd suggest you change your major, Mr. Bass Note.
That's not fair.
Oh, so
Unlike
he's like
gray
the
stallion, Bass Note tried to speak
Diamond
up,
Tiara Silver Spoon,
but
basically.
Professor Orchid
Yeah,
cut him off.
get it.
Well, I think fair, Mr. Bass Note. Better get used to it. Finally, if you think I have any patience for absence from my classes,
I want to say that's
without the
Scribbler, but it could be
strongest of
somebody
excuses,
else.
and a cider hangover ain't one of them, then you might want to
Oh,
think
dear.
about setting your alarm earlier in the morning and actually living up to your lofty claims of being the first of your vaunted farmer family to take magic classes.
The
instead of being
sluffers,
first to
the
fail 'em,
people
Miss
who think
Crabapple.
skipping class is
The
cool,
spine
yeah.
of a bright green unicorn
The
at
losers,
very
basically.
front became Ramrod.
These are just some of the reasons I see so many faces before me. Quite frankly, you all have your reasons for wasting class time. But let's be frank here. This is your chance to redeem yourselves. If you slip, slack off, shirk this class, or otherwise shilly-shally and waste my time, you will live to regret it.
What did I just say? I swear I'm gonna stop predicting the future.
Am I making myself clear?
A chorus of defeated assent went up from the students.
Okay.
Professor Orchid nodded briskly.
Professor
and turned to
Orchid.
the board she had set up
Interesting.
behind her.
Right then. Herman von Hufholtz's law of conservation of thaumaturgical energy states that magical energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. only transferred from one form to another.
Vanelda
That's
listened,
gonna come into play.
enwrapped, as the lecture unfolded. It was several minutes of open-mouthed wonder before she could remember about the pen and notepaper Scarlet Harmony had given her. She began hastily scrolling down
sounds a
as
lot
much as
like,
she could,
this seems like
enthralled by
a
the
big
lilt of
college
Professor
class,
Orchid's
like
voice, as
huge
she
class.
explained several theories that underpinned the very fabric of magic itself. Around her, other students also made notes, but none of them tried to transcribe every word out of their teacher's mouth. Vanelda, unused to such a lesson, was shocked when Professor Orchid set down her chalk.
That'll be all for the evening. For homework. And yes, though this may be college, I do indeed call it homework. Y'all are to read chapters 1 through 3 of Internal to External Magical Transfer by Ludwig A. Colting, paying extra attention to the section on various applications of internal energy to create a physical effect in the exterior world. There will be a test on these chapters next session, which is on Thursday.
Oh, the puns, I swear.
Like some great amorphous animal, the rows of students broke apart and began to scatter. Vanelda remained where she was, suddenly stricken. A textbook? Her heart thrilled a little at the idea that there would be another of these lessons in only 2 days' time. But a textbook? A test? She didn't have the first, and so would fail the second, thereby revealing herself as not an actual student at the university. Even if her vampire nature remained hidden, she would not be permitted to come to any more lessons. And she wanted to come to more lessons.
This was reminding me of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
A desire to learn and apply
In the
that learning
episode
to
where
her own magic.
Aang attends
She wanted to rush out
the
and
school
do
with the
something other than the
firebenders,
crude
and I can't remember the name of
telekinesis
the
he had always
actual
settled for in the past.
episode.
She wanted to try out what she had
But
learned.
it's the one where he
She
teaches
wanted to
the
come back on
students to
Thursday and
dance
learn
because
more.
it's prohibited. It's
For the
basically a
first
Footloose
time,
reference.
Vanelda felt like a proper unicorn, not a freakish, blood-sucking facsimile. But the textbook. She must have spent longer pondering the problem than she realized. For the sound of Bass Note's voice, only meters away, brought her to her senses.
Oh boy.
There she is. Just look at the smug nag. Dash it all, I can hardly stand it. Hold fast,
no.
Bass.
Walnut advised. They were a few rows away, but Vanelda picked out their muttered words.
Supersonic hearing.
She's not worth it. No, she's not worth anything. Filthy little gutter snipe.
I swear those two are both Shadow of
She's
Sickness.
so wonderful just because her family has a title. No bloody money to go
Octavia.
with, mind you, but you wouldn't think it
Wealthy
with the way
family.
she acts. All high and mighty. Bass. I'm not going to hit her.
I
with
thought
my
that was an editing
crutch,
trick because I thought I heard like a
Don't
clip.
worry.
Their gazes were fixed behind Vanelda, on the door by which they had entered. She half-turned in her seat to see nothing more than a rather plain gray mare descending the staircase.
There's Octavia.
The mare was unremarkable in every sense of the word,
Chip.
save for the huge, black, oddly shaped case strapped to her
Cello.
back. She paused when she reached the two stallions.
Excuse me?
I know that's
Her
Scribbler.
voice held the same accent as
Excuse
Bass
me.
Note, though where his dripped with disdain, hers seemed crystalline
Oh,
with
no.
icy politeness.
If you'd be so kind as to step aside, I need to get to rehearsal.
You can rehearse all you want. You'll never amount to anything.
We shall see. Excuse me, please.
They're the
That's
losers.
my chair, you know.
Like, they're the ones who slack and all that stuff, so
Don't see
she's
your name on it.
clearly the
The
good
mare
one.
said mildly.
I
Better.
always thought first chair went to the most talented musician of each instrument in the orchestra.
I've been first chair since my first week at Trottingham University.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Yet
these
not
are
on
the...
now.
what are the words for these
It was a
assholes?
tiny smile, barely more than the vague curve of the lips, but something
They're
about it
like the
made
Diamond Tiara and
Vanelda's
Silver
breath
Spoon. They're like the
catch.
Silver Spoons.
It should have been a cruel smile.
The ones that have wealth and think they're all that, but literally they're losers because they slack.
Almost playful.
They think it's just a
Oh,
joke.
Not even in the orchestra anymore. It was my understanding that the reason you were banned was because you insulted the conductor and stormed off the stage in a huff when he told you he was making me first chair from next semester.
Yep.
If you hadn't had yet another tantrum, maybe you could have retained
They
your
throw
seat a while
tantrums
longer.
because
He may even have given
they're
it back to you
jealous.
after your leg healed. I guess we'll
As with
never
most
know now.
bullies.
Bass Note's eyes
They basically
narrowed.
take out their, insults.
Smug little.
Leave it, Base.
Walnut hauled him back.
Let go of me.
Oh, no.
I'll wipe that smile off of her face.
Is there a problem here?
Professor Orchid's
There's the
voice cut
professor
through the
doing it
atmosphere
to
like
attention.
lemon juice through milk. She was standing 3 steps down from them, her expression cool, but her eyes burning.
No, Professor, no problem.
Walnut hurriedly shoved Bass Note up the remainder of the staircase ahead of him.
We were just leaving.
Glad to hear it. Orchestra practice don't need no commentary from the peanut gallery, I reckon.
Her gaze landed on Benelda, who froze guiltily. For a moment, it seemed as though the older unicorn might be about to
Nice.
say
I like this
something.
teacher.
Her gaze traveled down to
She
the
basically tells the
copious
slackers,
scroll
you can
pages.
either take
They
your,
were covered in
you know,
stains
she
and
doesn't
ink smears.
sugarcoat
She
shit.
raised an eyebrow.
She basically
but
tells
moved
them
forward,
where the
passing
bear craps in the
by like
woods.
Benelda had every right to be there.
Awesome.
The gray mare turned to look at Benelda too.
Ooh.
You're staying?
Benelda's jaw flapped. She had not been expecting the question.
Can I stay to neaten my notes so I can read them later?
Of course. Any pony can come listen to orchestra rehearsals, as long as they're quiet.
Thank you.
Not my decision. University policy.
The gray
Ship.
mare tossed back the braids that had fallen over her shoulders. Her movements were as functional and simple as her hairstyle. Yet Benelda found herself watching as the other pony descended the stairs. The gray mare joined a group of
It's
other
also
ponies
Octavia's,
arranging
that's not
folding
Octavia's
chairs
actual,
and tuning up
hairstyle.
instruments
Normally
they
it's
had
like
extracted
flat, straight
from
down.
more odd-shaped black cases. Shaking her head to
Not
clear
in
it,
a-
Benelda
not in a braid.
returned to her notepad. She tore off the pages she had written and began laboriously copying them out in a calligraphic style her mother had taught her many, many decades ago.
Decades.
How
Whoa.
many had it been now? She paused,
Whoa.
trying to count. At least
So Vital's
9,
pretty old.
maybe even 10. It was hard to keep track.
So dude,
She used to try, but eventually gave up. Each year, just
maybe the reason why
brought
Voron doesn't
the
age is
same.
because he's
So
like
why
the
bother charting the
original.
passage of time? Several sharp
I would guess
taps
so
caught her
because
attention.
he's the jerk.
A musked pony in a very
And there's no other,
obvious
higher
wig
master.
was
So
standing in front of the
makes
group
sense.
on stage. He tapped a funny little stick against his music stand a few more times. Raised
Can't remember
it,
the name of
and
that
then
stick.
waggled it around.
I took music for it. Oh my
The
God.
ponies began to play a slow.
It's like the
solemn
leading stick for the pattern.
It began simply, but as more and more instruments joined, the melody became more complex, the tempo increased, and the ponies playing it were clearly exerting themselves to keep up.
So she feels. So this is like her feeling like normal for once. Like she actually feels like human again. Or not human, but like a pony again by listening to music. Music kind of brought her from her vampirism back to, a feeling of being pony again.
She had never before heard anything so haunting and yet stirring. This wasn't music the way she understood it. This was a story made from sounds, loss
Orchestra.
and pain, followed by resolve, and as the orchestra came to an exultant, crashing crescendo, finally triumph over adversity.
Crescendo means pitch, like high. Increase in volume. I think. I know there's 2 terms for that. I think crescendo is the top, like how high a music
She
gathering
realized
can
only
go.
when it was over that her free hoof was
Forte,
gripping the desk
fortissimo,
so tightly that the wood
and crescendo,
was
I believe.
beginning to creak. reality swamped her like a bucket of icy water. She leapt up, scattering her notes. Hastily, she gathered them, taking no care how they crumpled in her grasp. From the corner of her eye, she saw the conductor turn and scowl at the commotion. She snatched the last sheet from the air and ran for the exit, hastening on her hind legs as she clutched her papers to her chest. Only when she had retraced her earlier steps and was ensconced in a bathroom stall did she pause to catch her breath. What in the world was that? She couldn't explain her own reactions. She had already been struggling with her own behavior tonight, but this was the cherry on an extremely disconcerting cake. What had she been thinking? She was ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Wasting time in a magic class? Then frittering away what remained of the night listening to mortal ponies play wood and metal noisemakers?
I'm so stupid. Complete idiot.
She told herself.
Music can't have that effect on you.
Yet,
especially
try as she
music
might,
like that.
She could not stop the haunting melody of the orchestra's music from circling in her head.
More on that in
wormed
Final
its
Thoughts.
way into the nooks and crannies of her mind, weaving around Professor Orchid's words until the music and the magic class sounded out together in her memory. A stupid, idiotic, wonderful commotion. Vanelda sated her hunt with a pair of drunken ponies, staggering back to their dorm from a party. The alcohol in their blood tasted foul, but she knocked their heads together when one paused to be sick, slaked her thirst from him, and took blood from the other for Voron. Both ponies were alive when she left, and would, she hoped, put their unconsciousness down to drinking. Voron was in a fine mood when he finally returned.
Makes sense.
He barely said a word as he took his share of her hunt from first one daughter and then the other. Vellum told her sister.
So she didn't
and
kill
father
them, she
in
just,
great detail
took
how she had
enough
found
blood.
an elderly mare in a care home, sitting by her window. And
I don't know
drained
if
her
there's
so
enough blood.
carefully
I don't
while
know
she slept
if that's
that she
even
did not
possible to
wake
keep someone living.
even when fangs
Because there's
pierced her
only,
femoral
according
artery.
to, I
Old
think,
ponies died in their beds all
facts
the time.
about the
and
body,
were
there's
often
only
prone
a,
to anemia.
can't
An
remember.
excellent piece of hunting, my
I
sweet
think there's only like a
one.
pint of blood in
Voron
your body
told her
or something like that.
absently before
I
retiring
can't
to
remember.
bed. Vellum's
Just dismiss
reactions
that.
were as though he had praised her for hours, and she bore her own huge grin to bed as well. Vanelda's own thoughts were occupied with book shapes and city maps. The next night, she set out to hunt a different sort of prey. And when Thursday night rolled around, she slipped
She went back
once
to the
more
music gallery.
onto the university campus.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the ship began. To be continued. Okay. Luna Pharaoh, had that one correct. Shadow of Sickness. Echolocate, I didn't know that one. Gina M. I had a feeling that was her. Additional voices, North Bridge. Well, a lot of those I don't know. Midnight, I know. Quill and Lead, definitely know that one. What do the additional voices were? Unless I missed something. Oh, those voices. The ones that basically were shoved. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, Scribbler. So another part passes. Don't really know how many more parts this has got, honestly. Okay, go away. Alright, so that was Vampiolence, Chapter 5. This was a much more calmer side to this entire series. Because Okay, I have a feeling why she chose the certain parts she did, or like the number of parts that she did for Halloween, because they were darker, they were more grim, more violent. Yeah, it fit Halloween. If she would have posted this in October, it would have kind of been out of the element. Like, it wasn't messed up, it was calmer, had a much more friendly vibe to it. I kind of like how she portrayed the backstory of how she met Octavia. Basically, yeah, I've been in that situation with the Silver Spoons. What were their names? Walnut and shoot, Base Note. I think that was his name. Those two are silver spoons. Basically, they were born with the silver spoon in their mouth, and basically, yeah, they're egotistical as shit, and they just basically are losers. So, what did I think about this one? This one was really good. I like this one. I really like the introduction to Octavia and all that, and I like how Vinyl was basically, her monstrous side was basically egging to basically take down those college kids, but she basically heard the music, and the music caused her to feel something. Like she felt like a part of her that was still like her pony side before vampirism took her over. So it brought her back to like who she used to be. The side of her that still is pony basically was brought back to light. So that's really cool. I actually like that. That is a really good introduction for Vinyl, and a really, or not Vinyl, not Octavia, and how she, you know, slowly started to turn back to good. Now it's kind of turning into a Twilight kind of story. Not saying it's exact, but it kind of is. Think about it. Like, in this situation, Octavia would be Bella. She would be Bella and would just be the unfortunate one who caught the vampire's eye. And yeah, it's just, I don't know where this is going, honestly. But apparently, Vinyl managed to find a curse that could get rid of her vampirism. That's really, really powerful. Like, I don't know. I think I know what Voron's end game is with getting rid of the vampirism. He's going to basically take the curse and it. Well, first of all, he's going to turn Vinyl back into a vampire for one, and two, he's going to destroy it and basically get rid of it so it can never be performed ever again, and he can't ever have a child turn against him, or like, you know, one of his children turn back into a pony. Regardless, I think no matter what, what's her face, Octavia is dead regardless, whatever happens. Unless Vinyl manages to pull something that basically makes Voron lose entirely. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, if Vinyl's able to pull through in the end, but considering this is grimdark, I don't think it's going to end happily by any means. But this was a much more milder episode, or not episode, part, like a milder chapter, that didn't require so much dark vibes. And I understand why, you know, it was kept as just a series to keep going onward outside of Halloween. This was really good. Really, really enjoyed this one. Can't wait for the next part, as usual. A lot of the voices I recognize, like Luna Farrow, I knew I recognized that voice. I'm like, where have I heard that voice before? Because I've talked with her in Skype calls, I've talked with her both in call and outside of the call. I have talked with her on Discord, and I recognize that she's voice acted for me how many times? 1, 2, 3. I think 3 times. Once was, what was the first one? Oh yeah, Pear Butter. Second one was Chrysalis, and the third one was Cheryl Lee. I think. The other two could be backwards. But pretty much, I recognize that voice. I'm like, is that Luna Farrow? And yeah, when she like spoke in a certain tone, I'm like, yep, that's her. Yeah, I was really intrigued by this one. Much more milder, but still had some messed up elements in it, especially at the beginning. With, you know, he's using, it's like I said in previous reactions, he's using Octavia as the thing to fight against Vinyl. He knows that he cares for her, so he's going to use her as a way to get what he wants. And it's working. So, where's the story going next? I have no freaking clue. But I'm glad we finally got some backstory on Octavia, like how they met and all that stuff. But where did Forerun come from? Like, what's his backstory? That's what I'm interested in. And considering this is a work in progress kind of story, I'm just interested in what's coming next. So this is a very well written story. For a fic that wasn't supposed to ever be written and was more of a challenge, I'm really impressed. Like, the story back in 2015 and 2018 now, it's just barely coming out. So, so great job, Scribbler. Great job by the artist who contributed the artwork. I don't know who it was. I didn't look at that. I'll have to look in the description or something like that. But anyways, once again, I apologize. There's not much coming out, but I had to take a break, guys. I really hope you understand and understand where I'm coming from. Because, one, I can't find much to do. And two, I'm burned. I'm burned out. Plus, my apps sometimes decide to be a big fat jerk. But I think part of it is kind of fixed. I don't know how I fixed it. I kind of went through my computer and cleaned it up big time. So I think that may have helped. But I'm not going to get into that. So I hope to have something out for you guys soon. But there's no telling what's going to happen. So please, just be patient. I will try to get at least one reading out per month. But there's no guarantees. I'm basically biting the bullet here. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, like, comment, subscribe for more. Make sure you hit that bell icon because that is very, very important right now with YouTube's algorithm being all out of whack. And yeah, until next time, guys, I'm out, and happy horrors until next time, and make sure to stay away from vampires.